So it's in-box review time once again, and it is the Hasegawa Kremer Porsche 962C from 1987 Nürburgring. So on my desktop in front of me, I'm going to fire up ScaleMate so I can have a look at a little bit of the history of the kit. So as is often the case with Hasegawa, this will be a recycled kit, no doubt. I believe it's been reboxed, yeah, loads of times. Dates back to '89 apparently. It's been boxed by Revell. Yeah, it's been boxed so many different times. This version came out in 2021 with these Yokohama scheme, which I quite like to look of, so I picked up. So let's have a quick look at what's in the box. So there are of course the instructions, decal sheet, clear parts, tire decals in a separate pack, and then the main bag with the plastic parts. So let's start with the decal sheet. Reasonably minimal. Hasegawa decals are normally quite good. Not a huge amount on it. So this ran at the Nürburgring in '87. Chris Nissen and Volker Weidler. Well, we'll have a look at the history of that car at some point. Looking at ScaleMates as well, of course, the instructions for this particular boxing are not shown. So I will scan them and get them uploaded, and I'll take a scan of the decals as well, just in case. So, kind of usual Hasegawa format, a little bit of history of the car. Colour callouts using Mr. Hobby. Normally it's Mr. Hobby Aqueous and Mr. Colour as well. Yeah, we've got both listings. Again, what is usual for Hasegawa on the part layouts, they do print them and show you which parts are not used for this version. That is quite useful. Certainly when it comes to cleaning up the parts. And again, looking at what's not used, I would think that there's actually, this kit's going to be fairly simple and fairly straightforward. So instructions are the kind of gatefold style, working from left to right. There's the chassis work. Looks like the lower arms for the rear wheels. Wheels get attached to the chassis. The fixed axles on the chassis, so there's no real kind of running gear detail on this kit. There is some brake discs. It doesn't look like there's brake calipers. Interior fairly simple. All pops in. Few parts on the interior, a few parts on the exterior. The body is pretty much a single piece apart from the rear wing, and the clear parts, wing mirrors, and then decal scheme. So this is a really simple kit. So I built the Takakyu Toyota from Hasegawa. Really enjoyed it. So when I picked this up, I was hoping this would be a similarly really enjoyable build. Looks incredibly simple, incredibly straightforward, but there's some lovely schemes of Porsche 962s, so I am actually quite looking forward to building this. So the actual decal scheme looks fairly straightforward. Yeah, large Yokohama for the rear wing, down the sides, and one for the front. So that's the kind of main colours over a white body. So let's pop that back in the box. Let's grab a knife for the clear parts. I'm not sure where I've put my utility knife. I've gone walkabouts. So in here is the clear parts and some tyre markings, funnily enough Yokohama. So clear parts are not very good. I think they need a polish. No flaws, but plenty of distortion. They're not great. Yeah, they're really not great, and it can be one of the letdowns with some of the Hasegawa kits. But I think with some Novus on that might clean up a little bit nicer. A little bit of flash around some of the headlight inserts. Yeah, a little bit of flash around some of the clear parts. So it might just be a bit of release agent. Yeah, not sure, but it's not great. I think that needs polishing up just to make it a little bit clearer. One of the jobs to be done. So that's the clear parts. So in the main bag, excuse the rustling noise. So as I said, this is going to be a quick inbox review. This is going to be built pretty soon as well. So we've got main body, all one piece. Not a huge amount of issues with the body. Not much flash. A little bit of a seam line running along here. That just needs a small amount of sanding to fix that. Small element of the gurney just at the back of the rear deck. And yeah, it's just checking to make sure that for the actual car, the bodywork actually matches the pictures of the actual car. Now, Studio 27 do a photo etch set for this, which includes basically replacement parts for all along here, for where a lot of the rivets are and where the panels are. A little bit of exhaust shielding and stuff, so all that comes in a detail upset. So there maybe is some improvements can be made there. I'm not going to get the detail upset this time. I wanted this as a quick build. I may get that for another version of this I may pick up. But looking at this, that's clean. That'll clean up no problem. Let's just check the specific references to make sure there's not some egregious faults with the with this body, because Hasegawa can be lazy. They'll recycle these in new schemes and not necessarily check the details for you. So it's worth checking out the details, and when we get into the build I will have a look and see if it's still broadly similar. Now I have lots of photo etch rivets left over from previous builds. I may look at drilling out some of them and adding some of the rivets, because sometimes they can be quite visible on some of these cars, just to dress up the exterior a little bit more so than it's already got so far. But generally speaking, that looks okay, and I'll clean up just fine. So tyres come, big central seam on the tyres, that'll need to be sanded down. No manufacturer's markings, there's decals, and there's poly caps for each of the wheels, so we'll leave the tyres at that. So the wheels themselves, you get 2 sprues, one set left and right. Rear is obviously the wider ones, front's obviously a little bit narrower. The actual detail on the wheels is not brilliant, it's quite chunky, which means you can see nothing inside those wheels, so if there is brake discs you ain't gonna see them. But nonetheless, I'm going to stick with the kit parts on this build. I'm sure there's probably better aftermarket versions of these with much finer spoke detail. These ones look a little bit chunky, so you can't really see through those whatsoever. Yep. But they are clean. They've got tyre valves as well, which is a nice addition. Just must remember to paint them. So yeah, so there is some brake discs. They won't be visible. So we've got a bunch of parts for the, so we've got the interior tub, very basic. Got the seat. Seat is not too bad. Again, check the references. There's no There's not even a seatbelt decal included on that. No, there's not. However, I will be replacing, well, I'll be adding some seatbelt, probably a photo etch seatbelt set to that. Rear wing supports, a couple of different styles by the looks of it. Again, it's check which parts are included, which parts aren't. Some intakes, and then the rear wing itself, which comes in 2 parts. So again, there'll be a seam line along here, so when they're glued together, check that seam. It'll be on the underside, probably less visible, but still check it. Got the towing eyes, got the steering wheel, fuel fillers. Are they? I think they're exhausts. So yeah, again, check the routing of those, make sure they match the actual car that's going to be built. And then we have the main chassis. So as you can see, molded in stubs for the wheels. Very simple, push fit on, no kind of suspension or steering detail, completely curbside kit. You get a little bit of detail around the Venturi at the back, but again, that's going to be barely noticeable on the car. Got an interior dash, very simple. Some covers for the wheels. Again, check your references, whether I think some of them are not used according to the instructions, but check your photo references. Yeah, lower control arm, which yeah is cosmetic only on this kit. And I think they're headlight inserts, depending on the light config on this car. So as you can see, that is it. That's all the parts. Incredibly simple kit. So simple, I'm not even going to go back to me for final thoughts. I'll give you them now. My final thoughts are very clean. For simple, straightforward, short build, this looks like it's a good kit. As long as it all fits together okay, I think it's going to be enjoyable. I plan on doing this quite soon, because I kind of need a simple kit just to get some mojo back. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it actually looks quite good. I think that'll look good as a finished shelf curbside kit. So yeah, so let's call it quits there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like. Feel free to leave a comment, and see you all very, very soon in the next video build. So bye bye for now.